Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey, everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese. Ghostly Tales from Liao Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you two short stories. The first story is titled Sinful Monk. Once upon a time, there was a man named Zhang who suddenly passed away for no apparent reason. His spirit, bewildered and lost, found itself escorted by a grim reaper to the realm of the underworld to meet the judge of the dead, Yan Wang. Yan Wang examined the book of life and death and, to his great astonishment, discovered that Zhang had been mistakenly brought here by the reaper. He was furious with the reaper, scolding it harshly, and ordered it to send Zhang back to the land of the living. With gratitude, Zhang thanked Yan Wang and then followed the reaper as they departed from the hall of the judge. Once outside, Zhang discreetly implored the reaper to take him on a tour of hell. The reaper, feeling somewhat obligated, reluctantly led Zhang on a journey through the 9 layers of hell. Along the way, they visited places like the Mountain of Blades and the Tree of Swords. As they toured, the reaper explained the gruesome punishments meted out in each realm. Finally, they arrived at a place where Zhang saw a Buddhist monk in distress. The monk was suspended upside down by ropes that pierced through his thighs, and he cried out in agony, appearing on the verge of death. Zhang approached to get a closer look and was horrified to discover that the suffering monk was none other than his own brother. Shocked and heartbroken, Zhang asked the reaper, "What terrible crime did this man commit to deserve such a severe punishment?" The reaper explained. This man, despite being a monk, neglected his study of the Buddha's teachings and violated his vows, all while secretly amassing great wealth through fundraising. Not only that, he squandered every bit of that money on his own indulgences, including gluttony, gambling, and debauchery. It is for these transgressions that he faces such a harsh retribution. If he wishes to be released from this torment, he must sincerely repent. Hearing these words, Zhang suddenly awoke from what seemed like a vivid dream, though it felt all too real. After awakening, he was filled with worry, suspecting that his brother had met a terrible fate. The next morning, Zhang went to visit his brother, who lived at the Sinful temple not far from their home. As soon as he entered the temple grounds, he heard someone inside screaming in agony, as if in great pain. Zhang hurried to the source of the cries and found his own brother. His brother was suspended upside down on the wall, just like Zhang had seen him in hell. Zhang was shocked to see a massive festering sore between his brother's thighs, oozing pus and blood. Concerned, Zhang asked his brother why he was hanging upside down like this. His brother replied, "I have to hang my legs like this to alleviate the pain a little bit. Otherwise, it feels like a never-ending torment, as if my very soul is being pierced." Zhang then shared with his brother everything he had witnessed and learned during his journey in hell. Hearing his brother's account, Zhang's brother was terrified. He swore an oath and pledged to abstain from alcohol and meat, vowing never to engage in secret fundraising again. From that day forward, Zhang's brother earnestly recited Buddhist scriptures and practiced Buddhism with great devotion. To everyone's amazement, half a month later, his leg sore miraculously healed. From then on, Zhang's brother became an exemplary monk who strictly adhered to the teachings and rules of Buddhism, living a life of virtue and devotion. The author concludes the story with the following commentary. The realm of hell is elusive and unpredictable, a place where malefactors often console themselves, believing in the possibility of eventual redemption. However, they remain oblivious to the fact that many of the misfortunes they face in the mortal world may well be punishments from the underworld. Reflecting on this, is it not a source of dread? The second story is titled, God of Hail. Once upon a time, during his official tenure in the land of Chu, Wang Gong, a respected government official, decided to embark on a journey to pay his respects to Master Zhang atop the Dragon and Tiger Mountain. He arrived at the shores of Lake Poyang, and as soon as he stepped onto a boat, another small boat approached him. The person aboard the smaller boat requested an audience with Wang Gong, who, out of respect, personally received him. Wang Gong couldn't help but notice the man's dignified appearance and imposing stature. From his pocket, the man produced a name card bearing Master Zhang's name and said, "I heard of your intention to visit Master Zhang, and he has sent me here to welcome you." Hearing this, Wang Gong was taken aback, convinced that Master Zhang possessed the ability to foresee his visit. His belief in Master Zhang's divine status grew, and he proceeded with a heart full of sincerity to meet him. Upon reaching the mountaintop, Master Zhang hosted a banquet in honor of Wang Gong's arrival. Wang Gong observed that the attire, headwear, and even the long beards of the servants attending to the feast were unlike those of ordinary people. The emissary who had greeted him earlier also stood nearby, attending to his needs. After a while, the emissary whispered a few words to Master Zhang. Master Zhang then turned to Wang Gong and said, "This gentleman is your fellow townsman. Don't you recognize him?" Wang Gong hurriedly inquired about the man's identity. Master Zhang replied, "This is none other than the God of Hail, Li Zuocha." Wang Gong's face turned pale with astonishment upon hearing this revelation. Master Zhang continued, "He just informed me that he has received orders to descend and unleash hailstorms, so he must take his leave now." Wang Gong asked, "Where is the God of Hail going to unleash these hailstorms?" Master Zhang replied, "He is going to Zhangqiu." Zhangqiu bordered Wang Gong's hometown, causing him great concern. With this in mind, Wang Gong left his seat and earnestly implored the God of Hail not to unleash hailstorms to avoid bringing disaster to the fields. Master Zhang explained, "The quantity and location for hailstorms on Earth are decreed by the Jade Emperor. How can he deviate from those orders?" Wang Gong continued his pleas. Master Zhang contemplated for a long while before turning to instruct the God of Hail. "You may unleash most of the hail in the valleys, trying your best to spare the crops there." He further instructed the God of Hail, "Now, with esteemed guests present, you should depart gradually, without haste. Please do not act recklessly." The God of Hail nodded in agreement and then left the premises. As he stepped into the courtyard, a white mist arose from under his feet, instantly enveloping the surroundings in a shroud of mist. After approximately a quarter of an hour, he exerted a powerful leap, propelling himself higher than the trees in the courtyard. Then, with another leap, he soared to the rooftop of the building. At that moment, a deafening thunderous roar echoed, and the god of hail swiftly flew northward. Under the thunderous noise, the entire house trembled, and even the tableware and utensils on the banquet table shook and rattled. Wang Gong was somewhat frightened, and he asked Master Zhang, "Does the god of hail always make such a loud sound when he departs?" Master Zhang replied, "I just cautioned him, which is why he tried to lower the noise and depart as slowly as possible. Otherwise, the thunder would be much louder, and he would leave even more swiftly." After the banquet, Wang Gong bid farewell to Master Zhang and returned home. Once back home, Wang Gong recorded the date when the hailstorm was supposed to occur and sent someone to Zhangqiu to inquire about the situation. The messenger returned with a report that confirmed the event. Indeed, on the designated day, Zhangqiu experienced a heavy hailstorm, filling the river and ditches with hail. However, miraculously, the fields and crops were hardly affected, with only a few hailstones found scattered in the area. This story highlights the belief in ancient times that natural phenomena, including weather events, were seen as the actions of divine beings. People believed that every weather phenomenon had its corresponding deity in charge, and therefore, they would offer sacrifices and prayers to these deities to ensure favorable weather conditions and a bountiful harvest. Alright. That's all for today's ghostly tales. Sinful Monk and a God of Hail. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.